book is out that promises to take you on a musical journey. It is called Wayfaring Strangers, the musical voyage from Scotland and Ulster to Appalachia, and you can see that book here. It is by Fiona Ritchie and Doug Orr, who are here with me today. Thank you so much.
Nice to be here.
Nice to have you guys here, and of course at home, and having this great novel out. So tell us a little bit about the book.
Wow. Well, I'm going to let Doug do this because it's such a long book and it's taken us so long to do. I find it very difficult not to take 15 minutes to describe it. Doug's going to thumbnail the outline for you.
Well, very quickly, the musical migration, of course, started in Scotland, made its way to the north of Ireland, called Ulster at the time, and then 250,000 strong in the 18th century immigrated across the Atlantic Ocean. And they brought with them, Alex, the one thing that cost nothing, that didn't have to fit in their trunks, and that was their music, their ballads, their fiddle tunes, their stories. Most landed in the port of Philadelphia and made their way through the Philadelphia Wagon Road, down the Shenandoah Valley, spilled into the Carolinas, and many settled in the Appalachians, in the coves and hollows that really became sanctuaries for those old ballads and tunes.
And a big part of that is the ballads and tunes. You have a soundtrack CD basically to this book. So walk me through the music and how that's all involved.
Well, we became very aware very early on as we're starting to write this story. It's a musical story. The music is our guide. We're following, if you like, in the footsteps of people who brought these ballads and fiddle tunes, and we're following the trails of melody. So it became obvious to us, as people are reading this book, they're going to say, I want to hear this.
That's right.
What are they talking about? So we thought we have to have a CD in the back. We didn't tell our publisher about this until after we'd already
add the CD in there, slip it in.
But and indeed, it's packed with 20 tracks because we knew people would want to hear it. So we've got Dolly Parton on there.
Elvis Presley as well, is that right? He's part of the book.
Part of the story.
Part of the story.
But on the CD, we've got Pete Seeger, the late Pete Seeger is on there. We've got Doc Watson, we've got Jean Ritchie, we've got Scottish musicians like Dougie MacLean, Irish musicians like Cara Dillon, and Dolly Parton heads off the CD duetting with an Irish singer, Mairead Nwini of the Irish band Alton, who've toured very often to this area. Mairead sings the Irish verses in Irish, Dolly Parton sings the Appalachian verses, and it kind of sums up the story. And so it is like a soundtrack really to the story in the book.
And Alex, sprinkled throughout the book are what we call voices of tradition. That is the 43 interviewees we met with at Pete Seeger's home, for example, up on the Hudson years before he died. Doc Watson, many other voices, both from Scotland, Ireland, and over here, to help us tell this remarkable story.
Wow, it sounds like a very remarkable story, very exciting, with all these different involvements. Of course, with Dolly Parton writing the forward. So if you're interested, where can people actually meet you guys?
Well, tonight we're going to be out at the
Motico, the Regulator Bookstore in Durham, and then on Saturday we'll be at Quail Ridge Books and Music, 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. in Raleigh.
Very cool. Well, thank you both so much for being here to talk about the book. A lot of music involved, very cool stuff. Of course, you can get their book, all the info, at mycarolinatoday.com. When we return, it might get a little wild and crazy in here because we're going to be talking about mad science. That's up next.